I'm Denise Shardlow. I am the designer for ERNSTdottir and Shardlow Designs.
My name is Kohler, business liaison.
It never really was a decision, it's just something I always did. As a child, my dad's nickname for me was Nisi Thing Maker. I always had some sort of project. I was building something, making something. Around 12 years old, we were clothing shopping for back to school clothes, and we discovered years ago that I couldn't shop with my mother. Just the dynamics didn't work. So my father and I went to 4 or 5 stores and we couldn't find what I was looking for. So he asked me to describe it. So I did with extreme detail. And he looked at me and said, "Do you think you could make it?" And I was like, "Of course I can make it." So we went to the local fabric store and he helped me pick out the fabric, the pattern, threads, and everything I would need. And then he showed me the basics behind a sewing machine. And then he said, "Do your thing and don't bother me." Which, looking back on that, that was the best thing that he could have done, because I could experiment, I could make my own mistakes, and I made a bunch of mistakes. And the one thing that I've learned through doing this for as many years as I have, some of your best ideas are from really big mistakes. I believe that a woman should look as beautiful as she feels while being extremely comfortable. What I like about the bamboo is that I can make things that have more than one form. Like, for example, I have a dress. If you wear it one way, there's a nice soft drape. If you turn it around, it looks like a totally different dress. The dress I'm wearing is called the origami. Depending how you twist and turn it, it can be 100 different dresses. The other thing I have fun with is I like to start out like real simple. Like for example, I will just take a simple square piece of fabric, fold it in half, cut a circle out here, cut a circle out there, do a quick stitch, and see how it translates to the 3-dimensional body. And I've come up with some really fun but really simple things by doing that. I believe that sustainability goes far beyond the fibers that I use. Now, I do use bamboo, hemp, organic cotton when I can, but with certain silhouettes and certain styles, the natural fibers don't always lend themselves. I'm one of those people that I save every single bit of scrap. So I have these piles of these scrap pieces that I don't know what I'm going to do with. Perhaps in a month, perhaps in 2 years. Like a perfect example with my scrap pile is every time I make a coat, you always order a yard or 2 more, because you never know whether you want to do something totally different to the sleeve or to the collar, so you want to have extra fabric. So I had like this pile of these relatively substantial sized pieces of wool. I was playing with them one day and I came up with these capes that I put this like quilted fiber detailing on. And keep in mind, when I was saving this stuff, I had no idea what I was going to do with it. So it's sort of reuse, recycle. Bamboo is thermal regulating, making it good for winter, summer, fall. I wear my bamboo pieces the whole year round. So a perfect example is you might be living in the northern East Coast and you are going to be traveling to a warmer climate. Well, you can wear your bamboo at both places. What also makes the bamboo great is it is antibacterial, and it's also resistant to stains, which is perfect. As a designer, I love the way it drapes, the way it flows. As a woman, I love to wear it. It's so yummy and so cozy. I basically tell people that I wear my pajamas all the time, but nobody knows it. The way I pack is I roll up my bamboo into balls, I put a rubber band around it, throw it in my suitcase, and I just seal up my suitcase. And when I get to where I am, they might be a little wrinkled, and the only thing I have to do is I just have to spritz them with water, and the wrinkles just magically fall out. You really can't beat it. Well, coats have always been my passion. Coats are my favorite thing to make. There's so much you can do with a coat. I often compare designing a coat to sculpting. You can make it as simple or as complicated as you want. You can add different embellishments. You can do fun things with the buttons, with the collars, with the cuffs. I just love coats. I view coats as costume. So it just naturally led to also making men's coats, because I have a man who wears coats. And I made him several pieces, and it's just a no-brainer. If you think about it, menswear has been stagnant for 30 to 40 years. There's the basic blazer, there's the polo shirt, there's the khaki pair of pants. I mean, I'm actually grateful I'm not a man. It would be really boring. So we find that when he walks down the street wearing his coats, he gets all the attention. I don't get any of it. Everybody wants to know where he got it, whose is it.
When I wear an ERNSTdottir coat or jacket, like the one I'm wearing, I basically feel like a rock star. That sums it up. It's an instant transformation. I exude confidence. I feel taller. I command the room. It's a really fantastic feeling.
My coats are as unique as the customers that I design them for, but if I had to describe them, I would call them unique without being trendy. They have a timeless old world appeal, but they're very practical for contemporary everyday life.